Yeah, we back. Second video of the day. And check this out, man. I've seen comments like this before. Multiple times, actually. More than multiple times. Let's just be completely honest with the situation. I've seen it a lot. You feel me? Now, I have to preface it by saying this. I have my issues with Captain Marvel. I have done numerous videos about the character and the unique shoehorn. Multiple videos of really just spelling out my position and my argument. So I'm not going to spend any time with that because I've already done that. Go watch those videos. And I've only done one video, however, about the Brie Larson thing. And the Brie Larson video that I did was not specifically about Brie Larson. It was more so talking about and trying to make a non-rant video because a lot of videos are out there that are very critical of Brie Larson. And I wanted to do a video and setting the scene and letting people who don't understand what's going on, trying to give them some sort of understanding. So that was the whole point of that video. Notice in all my Captain Marvel videos that I've done, none of them have been centered around Brie Larson. Brie Larson is not my gripe. I haven't even bitched and moaned about her comments or anything like that. I don't center my videos, my criticisms, even after seeing the movie, around Brie Larson. But I've seen comments like this. I'm gonna show it to y'all. This has popped up multiple times, and guy says at least Brie Larson. Now this is a video in which I'm doing a reaction to the Avengers Endgame to the end trailer, and I didn't dog Brie Larson or anything like that. I had a reaction once I saw Captain Marvel, but it wasn't anything. Look, Brie Larson is just an actor, and a lot that's wrong with this character and this unique shoehorn doesn't matter who they put in there. It wouldn't have mattered. It's more so centered around the character itself, the writing, and that's been my gripe. Can't speak for everybody else, but that's been mine. This guy says at least Brie Larson is outspoken about minorities in the media. You being black should be all about that instead of being a sexist little bitch. The reason I want to make a video out of this is because I feel like you got to monetize your haters, number one. But I've seen this comment before and I want to address it. Now, like I said before, Brie Larson has never been the center point of my arguments. I did a long video about the unique shoehorn. It's like 34 minutes long. And not once did I mention Brie Larson as being a part of the reason why it's a unique shoehorn. And even in my reaction, it's not about Brie Larson. But I have done videos talking about defaults, and that's what people do. They have these like already made arguments. So this guy needs, in order for any of this shit to be valid, he needs me to hate Brie Larson. He needs me to despise Brie Larson. He needs me to have something against her. And he says at least Brie Larson is outspoken about minorities in the media. And because I'm black, right? He's looked at this is literal racism, right? He's applying a set of attributes and traits to me because of my color. Neither here nor there, but let me say something. And I'm guessing what he's referring to is her wanting to have more diverse media following her around or something like that. Journalists, I have no idea. Actually, I do have an idea. She said something along those lines, but I don't have any idea if that's specifically what he's referring to. I'm guessing that's what he is. Let me address the latter before I get to the core point. She says, or he says, sexist little bitch, right? This is a part of the default, right? Need you to despise Brie Larson. Need you to have an issue with women. Need your criticism to be because it is a woman and solely that, right? So you're sexist. They do this type of shit with, if you criticize a black character, you're racist, right? You criticize a female. Like, white men tend to be the only character that you can just criticize and everybody's like, we'll take it for what it's worth. At the very least. Some may get butthurt about it. But any other like demographic, female, minority, it's like, well, you're criticizing this person because of their particular makeup, as if that's the only thing that can be wrong with them. So they're holding actually them to a different standard. That's a whole nother point. But I want to make one thing clear. And this is that elitist sort of virtue signaling arrogance about, I don't know if this guy's a white leftist or not, but this promotes that sort of ideology. That is that these white folks, white Hollywood elites, need to be responsible for sort of the segue, bringing people in, ushering in minorities. So because she wants to do that, I should be about that, you know, and I shouldn't be critical of her. Let me say this. And I said this in the comment. I don't beg to be included or ushered in by white folks, which is why you don't see me bitching about diversity or inclusion or anything like that. For one, I don't need white people to validate me. For two, if I do feel like they're trying to ostracize me or keeping me out of their affairs, it is what it is. I'd rather create my own as opposed to trying to have them, oh, come here, little black man. Come here. I got you, right? I'm on top, and you will always be below me, but I guess I'm at the top now, and I'm going to bring your ass in. Man, fuck all of that. That's not how this works. So, no, I'm not under any sort of obligation just because I'm a black person to think because she up and said some old slick shit regarding being surrounded by less white men, I'm under no obligation, none whatsoever, to hold my criticism because she said that. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean that I do not get to criticize Captain Marvel as a movie, as a character, or anything like that, simply because she virtue signaled, or she signaled and said she wanted to be surrounded by this. Like, get the fuck out of my face, man. Y'all got me all sorts of fucked up. But no, this does point to that elitism that these people share, and this is why I call this shit out all the time, because this is their approach. They treat minorities like they are helpless animals that they have to help. And then they want you to be put on a pedestal because you offered to do that. Like, who the fuck are you, homie? It's too many ways to get it for me to be worried about your bitch ass ushering somebody in. Fuck you, man. Like, what? I almost went off the rails there. Look, man, I promise you that not everybody that is critical of Captain Marvel is a quote unquote sexist little bitch. There's more to it than that. And just because somebody virtue signals towards minorities promotes diversity. I love that term diversity. Like me, I've already said a product is a product, a human affair is a human affair. If there's a product or something that I want to consume, I don't really give a shit about the makeup. There's things that I'm not going to look at. I did a video on this talking about a lot of black shows that I grew up watching, like Living Single, that a lot of these shows had like no white people, you know, or very little white people. And I'm okay with that. I'm not begging for diversity in those shows for the same reason. If there's a predominantly white cast, I know the Game of Thrones is one of them right now that people are looking at like, oh, where's the black people? Like, I don't watch Game of Thrones, but if that's your thing, man, you're going to enjoy it. Enjoy it. So I'm not one of those guys that think just because I'm a black person, I need to have access to your clout. I need to have access to your resources, or I need somebody else to be in that position. Y'all love the diversity and representation, right? I need somebody else to be in your position to validate my existence, right? For me to feel good about me, I got to see, you got to segue some other token motherfucker in your, that you segued in, that you got control over. So you can put it in front, hey, we got this black guy, we got this minority here. Oh, look at him. Oh, now I can accept myself. I feel so good about myself. And that's the sort of ideology that they instill in kids. I want y'all to keep that in mind. They instill that shit in your kids, which is why they're always talking about representation. All that is, hey, let's validate, let's prop up, let's put these guys in superior positions, the Hollywood elite, so they can feel good about themselves, all while having your little ones. And they absolutely use the little ones all the time. The little girls, they see themselves in these characters like, shut the fuck up, man. But y'all got the wrong guy. I don't give a shit about any of that. As far as me asking for your resources, access to your resources, give a shit because you want diverse people around you at your little journalist shit like that. That's why I ain't said a whole lot about it, because I don't really give a shit. Like, whatever, that's your business, man. That ain't got shit to do with me. And my validation does not rest upon that. But Mr. Jonathan Lorio certainly highlights that Hollywood white leftist elitism. That's going to wrap it up for the video, man. Till next time, homies. Y'all be easy, and please, please, please keep commenting so I can do videos and monetize that shit. Thanks!